Hello, I'm BJ Fletcher, the spiritual social scientist. I study the influences on individuals, communities, and cultures, right? So actually, I really help leaders to influence desired outcomes in them cultures without compromising their integrity. But real quick, like before we get started, I just want to clear the air, address the obvious. Because there's some people watching and listening. Yes, some people watching, but you got people around you who are listening. So some people watching and listening right now who know how it feels to be mistreated because they've been mistreated before. You know, some of you who know the feeling, know how it feels to have the deck stacked against you. You know, when the odds don't necessarily play out in your favor. It's some people that are watching and listening who have gone through so much disrespect that it's came to the point of humiliation, and they're just tired. Just tired. They're tired like a child, constantly raising his hand so much because he knows the answers, but the teachers just won't call on him. Call on this person and that person, and he's trying to do right, trying to get answers, trying to show that he's studied and does everything that he's opposed to, but he's just not getting the opportunity. He's tired of being looked over. And some people who just don't believe they get a fair shake in life. There's a lot of people out there like that who've been mistreated because of their age or skin color or their sex over and over again. Well, maybe I'm not black enough to get this here. Or maybe I'm the wrong color to get this opportunity. Opportunities keep passing you by. Yeah, it's a lot of us out there like that. Just want to give up on what we want to give up on because things that we desire in our heart just seem so far away. So, I understand you. And if you are accustomed to adversity, because, I was born in adversity. I was born to a mother who doctor said she wasn't going to have a child. I was born in a very dirty South where it's real racial. Had crosses burnt in my grandparents' yard, and police, 18-year-old, call my granddaddy a boy. I just constantly over and over and over again. I've been riding on the bus and sit with a white girl and everybody jump up and call her a nigger lover. So I know adversity is all around. I'm accustomed to it. But like a lot of people who live in adversity, we kind of thrive in opposition and oppression. We have thrived in opposition and oppression that we find calm in chaos. You tell some people, now you won't be able to do that. That gives them the fire, the energy to want to do more, to want to overcome. And I tell you that in this adversity, in this oppression and opposition, in this chaos, we found the calm and we learned how to overcome. And you found yourself in the midst of chaos, always up against adversity and oppression and opposition. I'm letting you know that you can overcome, and you are overcoming. But it's a few things that you must do within yourself first to help that step be a lot easier. Because it's many of us who find ourselves in those positions who are self-sabotaging our own success. You don't know what's really going on, why people treating you how they treating you. Sometimes it ain't your business. But sometimes you got to come up out yourself and not have a pity party and get together. I remember when I was in elementary school, man, the teacher used to greet and hey everybody, hug. I'm talking about everybody get a hug. except me. Why am I the one who getting treated so bad? Why can't I get a hug from the teacher? I come to find out years later, talking to some other teachers, that when you're in elementary school and you're kind of tall, all the other kids, you come up, they hug, they're right there at your waist, and you hug them and you feel love. But then you got this young man, he's same age, but he's a little taller, and you go to hug him, he's not necessarily on your waist. If you get what I'm saying, you can't always hug and love everybody like you're supposed to, especially the breasted ones. But let me come back to what I'm talking about. So we have to get over ourselves and be able to accept ourselves and what's going on. So I do like my granddaddy. He tell me, take life easy, because life is a game. Sometimes you can take it hard and make life hard on yourself by doing all this self-sabotage and all these other things, thinking everybody against you. But you got to be for yourself. All right? And you got to be able to say, I am what I am. If you can't sit down and look at yourself and accept you for who you are and say, I am what I am, your life ain't nothing but a sham. It ain't no use in faking, trying to be something that you're not. You understand? And I'm not talking about if you're rich or poor or all these things you can't change. I'm talking about the things that you cannot change, the things that you were born with and the things that you're going to die with. You got to be able to accept them and embrace them. I was born with this skin. I'm probably going to keep it for the rest of my life. It ain't going to change. And I embrace that. And I accept that. And growing up in the dirty South, it's a little different. My dad always told me, say, hey, if you're going to be a monkey, you might as well be a gorilla. And my daddy was the silverback gorilla. That's what he's big, and he take care of things. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ever see a silverback gorilla, you know, gorilla strong, like that gorilla tape. So you got to, whatever it is that is you. What they meant for evil, you got to turn to good. Whatever it is about you, be able to accept you and go forth and use that to your advantage. You understand? And not only that, you got to also be able to fight to win. Some people go out there, they give little half-ass efforts and don't really be trying. Maybe you are afraid of success. When I was in high school, I had this coach who came up to me and wrapped his arms around with, say, man, I want you to be a championship wrestler. You know what I'm saying? And I tried. Didn't make it, I was going to quit. And he had to sit down and have a come to Jesus and say, look here, man, your problem is not you failing, because you always get to the point of success and you self-sabotage yourself like a lot of us do. We get all the way to the doorstep of success and we find a way to self-sabotage. It ain't that we're afraid of failure. We're afraid of success. A lot of us are afraid of success when we're in those situations because we're so used to odds being against us. We're so used to being set up to lose that when success is at our front door, we go run and hide. I say, but you got to be able to fight the win. You got to be able to take that win no matter what odds are against you. You got to know that you can do it and you will do it because you have the power to define what your success is. Your success is not my success. Your good life is not my good life. You have the power to define. And I like that power to define. I read a book a long time ago by this guy named Ben-Ami. I don't know if you heard of him, but he was a guy from a bus driver from Chicago. He took a group of people and, they repatriated, went back to Africa, went on a little trail through Africa, ended up in Israel, and now they got a city named Dimona, Israel. It's a great story. But the whole point is, he said that we as a people have to take back our power to define. We can't let anybody else define what our reality is. You know what I'm saying? You can't, what Les Brown said, you can't let others' opinion of you determine your reality. That's what we got to be. So as we are growing in ourselves and trying to do better, we can't conform to what everybody. Well, we got to transform. What we're trying to do is say continuously renewing your mind, because you can transform whatever you want to. You don't have to conform to everybody else. The perfect example that I'm thinking about today, I love it, is the way these NBA basketball players are just wearing their hair, all kind of stuff, and just they doing it. They don't have to conform to what people say they should do. They doing what they say they want to do. And as a people, we got to be like that. And the people that I'm talking to, you understand it because you're going through it. So, you know what I'm saying? If you have a life where you're accustomed to adversity, you got to always remember to renew your mind, because we can overcome this world. You know, Jesus always say, yeah, you're going to have tribulations, but be of good cheer, because I have overcome the world. And people, I'm telling you, you can overcome this world. You don't have to be trapped in nobody else's reality.